What up, y'all? You know what's Cliff? Hey, man, I start them videos all the same way, don't I? Anyway, uh, man, what I was gonna tell y'all about today, and this is some good stuff for some people that might have some inmates, some relatives or family members or whatever. Um, like, man, I've always kind of wanted to uh start a reentry program in Huntsville. Like there's there's nothing in Huntsville like where I went to the Foundry in Bessemer, which is no longer the Foundry anymore. But at the time, it was the best and the most recognized place by the parole board. If Mike Farrell went down there to the parole board and said that you was coming to his program, you was getting out. They loved the Foundry, and if you got accepted to the Foundry, they would parole you in a minute. And but Huntsville, man, Huntsville don't have nothing. Like the Foundry, they had a whole program set up. They had like you got to get out, you got to find. There's people that's got plenty of money. Like there's millionaires that might have had a kid that overdosed and passed away, so they're passionate about recovery or helping and things like that. So you got to find somebody. Like there was this guy, and I ended up. It was my first job out of prison as a guy from Birmingham named Ramon Arias, and he owned 54 Little Caesars in Birmingham, in the area, like all around Birmingham. The whole north side, east, south, all that. He owned 54 of them, and then he had 4 or 6 down in Baton Rouge. So, but Ramon had big money. I mean, he was a multi millionaire. He owned Bravo Foods in Birmingham, and but Ramon would come in like if most people that've been to prison when they get out, most of them ain't got no driver's license. Most of them ain't got no social security card or a birth certificate. I mean, that's just the way it is for real. So what Ramon would do was Ramon would pay for that. He was good enough. Like if you hypothetically, I came in, I said, hey, I don't have a driver's license, but I'd like to get mine. They'd take you and schedule a time, and seeing they had it worked out. The Bessemer Cutoff Courthouse was just right down the street from the Foundry. So you could, and the parole office was right next door. So you could go and get everything done. Like they would help you, man. And then that way, when you go for a job interview and they say, "Hey, you got 2 forms of ID," you got it. See, because a lot of people get out and they think, "Well, I'll go get me a job," and then they hit them with that. Well, I need your social or your birth certificate, and then most people will get frustrated and say, "You know what, man, fuck it," and then they'll go back to what they was doing, selling dope, whatever. I mean, and that's the thing. A lot of people come out and they can't get a job. Not the fact that somebody won't hire them, but y'all got to think. You got to have a ride. You got to have a car, or you know what I mean. Like you just can't get out of prison without a family support system and succeed. I mean, the deck is completely stacked against you. The best thing, seriously, is like go to one of them programs. It's 6 months. I mean, hell, you just done 2, 3, 8, 10 years, whatever. 6 more months ain't gonna hurt you to get yourself established to where you can afford your own place to live. Because what they'll do is, yeah, you got to pay a weekly fee for living there. It's like it comes out to about 750 or 800 a month, but you can't go live anywhere else for 800 a month and have water, lights, cable, food, and all that. You know what I mean? Like so it's really not as bad as it seems. And then they'll take you and get you a job at a Mercedes plant. See, and I'd be willing to bet you that if could ever get something going in Huntsville, Toyota, Mazda, these places they have such high turnover rates. They would love to have them inmates come in and work, man. And then you go in there and you make say they pay you uh $21, $22 an hour or something, man, you can save that up 6 months, and you don't have to leave after 6 months. You can stay there longer than that. All you got to do is keep paying you weekly rent. Because they understand some people ain't ready to go right back to the street after 6 months. Some people, like, I'll give you an example. My friend Duck, my roommate at the foundry, he done 32 years straight, y'all. 32 straight. Man, he got out and didn't miss a beat. This dude had a girlfriend. He had a crooked leg, limp, and everything. Had big old glasses. He went in at 18, come out at 52. 19, come out at 52. And within a week, he had a girlfriend, man. Had him a black girl. Lisa, she was a good woman, man. I was so happy for him, man. But like old Duck, he didn't miss. Most people do 30 years. They institutionalize. They can't. They don't. Man, Duck come out of that mug and he hit the ground running. But he didn't live but about a year and a half after he got out. And he overdosed. But man, he made up for his 32 years in that 1.5 year. I will give him that. I hate that he's gone, man. He was my best friend. Yeah, and I didn't even want him as a roommate, man. And then ended up being the best, man. It's crazy how things work. But yeah, it's a it's good to go and get yourself established. Cause see, here's the thing: a lot of people can't get out of prison because they don't have a home plan. All right. Well, if you go into one of them programs, you're guaranteed a home plan, and the parole board don't frown upon it because they know it's a program. They want you to go to them programs. So if you're in that program, you've got a home plan, and you can stay there and work until you can save up. Man, you can work. I know one dude worked down, stayed down there 9 months and saved up about $6,000 or $7,000 it was, and then he uh, come in there one day and asked Mike and them, said, "Hey, can I go back to my hometown tomorrow for a job interview? And and if I get it, I'm gonna, you know." And he went back for the job interview and got it, and found a place to rent and everything the same day. Man, put his deposit down and all that. Went to his parole officer. They approved it. This man just went from being in a level 5 prison, the max count, to do it, in this program, working, saved his money up, didn't have nowhere to go, nowhere to live, no family, and saved up enough money that he was able to go get his own place, man. And man, the satisfaction on that dude's face, man, was it touched me, man. I enjoyed seeing that. Like that dude worked. He worked for that, man, and he worked hard and he got it. I was proud for him, man, for real. But uh, I think the state could do better. They got money, y'all. They got plenty of money. As much money as they make off the inmates, they ought to have some kind of program to help guys when they leave prison. They give you $10 and a damn bus ticket, y'all, and some old ugly ass blue clothes make you look like you a damn man. I'd rather leave in my white T-shirt and a damn my uh, gym shorts, than what that stuff they give you. They give you an old pair of blue pants that was made in Kazakhstan, and then a polo style blue shirt that's about they give you a 4X. I don't know why they do it. They do everybody like that, man. Pants be 6 inches too long, and then they put you on a bus, and they just let you out, and just like, all right. And then you gotta check in with your parole officer within 24 hours. Like, man, and then you gotta have a home plan, and then they can come out when I went down, like I was kind of naive. I'd never been through that, getting out of prison and having to. But I found a place, and I went to the parole officer and I was like, "Hey, dude, I got me a place, and here's where it is. And he said, well, I didn't say I'd approve it yet. And I was like, man, what the, like, come on, bro. Goddamn, here I am done, had every apartment in Huntsville turn me down because I'm a felon. And I finally found a place that a woman gonna rent it to me. And I done paid them and everything. And now you telling me you may not approve it. And the next day he called me and he said, all right, you're approved. And he didn't even go out there. He just wanted to, I'm like, man, why'd you? But, and I'll tell you about my parole officer, man. He was by the book. He was a military dude. Luck of the draw. I always get the, anyway, his name Kefauver down here at Huntsville. Robert Kefauver. Man, he's by the book. He don't. I remember one day I asked him a question. No lie. This is why I say he's by the book. I asked him a question about something and about traveling across state lines and stuff. And this son of a gun turns around and gets a law book off the out of his book cat like that thing behind me. He turned around and got a book out. And he was like, yeah, I can write you a pass for that. And I was like, but man, I'll tell you one thing else. When you get out and you get on parole and you got to go in there, man, let me tell you what I done. I went in there. I think I had 6 or 7 months on parole. Might have been, yeah. Anyway, when I would go in there, I would give them my pay stub for the last 2 weeks, and I would give them that $40 administration fee. Listen, as long as you go in there, you ain't even got to have a paycheck. If you've got that $40 administration fee, you're good. Now, I don't know if they going to drug test you or not. Here, I never got drug tested one time. A lot of people did. I never did, though. And what's crazy is I was clean the whole time. Like, I wanted the guy to piss test me because I wanted to pass it, and the son of a gun never even give me one. I was like, man, ain't this some shit? Back when I was using drugs, they was drug testing me all the time down there at the same place. But, uh, yeah, man, he was by the book. But at the end, though, I come in there one day and he said, man, Clifton, he said, dude, you come in here every month with pay stubs and your money. He said, look, dude, he said, you got 2 months left. He said, just mail your money in. Don't even come back. I was like, cool, man. And so I just mailed my little money in 2 times and it was over with. EOS that baby. Um, but I'll I'll tell y'all. I was gonna tell y'all this story anyhow. Uh, Hang on, I'll do it on another video. But yeah, man. Uh, People need, man. People need a support system. We need some people like politicians, man, to step up and start some programs. I mean, because without them trying to help inmates when they get out, that just shows you that they want them to come back. I mean, if you don't want them to come back, you're going to do everything you can possibly to help them to keep from doing that, right? Well, if you don't do nothing for them, give them $10. What can you, man? You can't even buy cigarettes for $10 today. You know. So, like, we need, like we need some state programs, man, that help men and stuff. That's And I'll tell you something else, man. I think once you do your time, if you ain't murdered nobody or something, or you ain't hurt nobody, if you ain't got no violence or no sex cases, nothing like that, if you just got drug cases and stuff, like, man, if you do your time, yeah, that's it. You should be done. You shouldn't have to lose all your gun rights and like, like I don't get it, man. Hell, I can't even vote. You know what I mean? Like, oh man. But anyway, hey, I got a good video for y'all next. Gonna make y'all laugh, man. Man, if you got some people, like I said, talk to them. Try to, let them know them programs really do. Um, they really the parole board, even though the parole board ain't paroling a lot of folks, if they know you going to a program, they like that. So y'all can pass that on, or you know. But hey, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna do another one. I got one for y'all.